Often I get asked, do I have to charge GST? So in Canada, GST and HST are consumption taxes that apply to the sale of most goods and services. There are 3 different types of supply in Canada. First, exempt supply, second, zero-rated supply, and third, taxable supply. Which type of supply will determine whether you charge GST or not, and whether you can claim GST or not. Let's start with exempt, the first one. I think this is self-explanatory. The type of service or good you provide is completely exempt from GST. Therefore, you neither collect or claim GST. Clear as mud, right? Example would be music lessons. Music lessons are considered exempt, so a music teacher would not charge GST and cannot claim GST on the business expenses. Most medical services performed by doctors and dentists are also exempt. I'll put a link to the CRA website where you can reference a list of exempt supplies. If your business only provides exempt supplies, you do not need to register for a GST account. So let's move on to zero-rated supply. This one is tricky and is different from exempt supply. A zero-rated supply means the business does charge GST, but the rate is 0%, so essentially does not collect GST. Where this is different from exempt supply is that the business can claim GST on business-related expenses. So an example of zero-rated supply would be the supply of basic groceries. So a grocery store would technically not collect GST on the sales, but they would still be able to claim GST on business expenses. Another tricky zero-rated supply is services and merchandise that are exported to, say, the States. Normally, you would collect the sales taxes if it were sold to someone in Canada, but if it was sold to someone in the States, you would charge 0% GST, which means you can still claim back the GST paid on the business expenses. Finally, last but not least, we have our normal taxable supplies. This would be any other supply that is not under the exempt category or not zero-rated, and thus GST is charged and collected, and GST can be claimed on business expenses. An example of taxable supply would be, hey, my accounting services. I charge GST to my customers and claim the GST back on my business expenses. Easy peasy. Now, if my sales were less than $30,000, I can be exempt from registration, but I wouldn't be able to claim the GST on my business expenses. So decipher for yourself whether you want to voluntarily register early or wait until you reach the 30K mark. Most startups spend a lot in the beginning, so it's not a bad idea to register early. Again, I'll provide you a link below with reference to CRA website where you can dig in more details. Thanks for watching, and if you like these videos, please subscribe and leave a comment.